like to add? One amazing thing about this meditation is it really allows you and gives you the strength inside to reinvent yourself consistently throughout your lifetime. And it's like death and rebirth, letting go of the old and embracing a whole new vision of something that really inspires you to do uh, remarkable things with your life. And I think that's important. You don't really get old. The inner life gets younger, the body gets old, but the inner life, the whole vitality, the energy, the strength of a human being, truly gets younger. And you're capable of reinventing yourself, even in the same profession you're in the same life you're living, reinventing yourself with your family, reinventing yourself with friends, reinventing yourself at the job, the work you do, finding new areas inside that truly inspire you, so that winter becomes spring, you know, and we can truly allow ourselves that rebirth. It takes the inner capacity of a human being to do this, working on themselves, building a chakra system, developing an inner life that's strong enough to stay connected with higher energy in the universe, being a happy person, being a happy person. Please, everyone, while I talk, try not to move because if you fidget and move and you disrupt the whole energy and it makes it harder for me to even tap the things that I talk about. So try and sit still. It's another 5 or 10 minutes. It won't kill you, to just sit still and try to really open because the words are not things you think about. It's just energy. I mean, I sat through, I don't know, 5,000 talks my teacher gave. I basically can't remember one of them. Every single one of them exists inside me because I took in the energy. And at the exact moment I need an answer that he spoke about, it comes. So try and sit still, do the meditation, open inside, absorb the words. Don't think about what I talk about. It'll get you nowhere. Because frankly, I don't even understand half the things that come out of me because it's not me talking, it's this energy flow that talks, this higher force that talks and just uses me as a vehicle to allow this energy to really manifest in these meditations. So what I was saying is that we can't take ourselves for granted. Getting satisfied with oneself is really the next step to the grave. you know, being satisfied. Everybody wants to be satisfied. Well, a certain amount of dissatisfaction is wonderful because it really makes you go deeper inside to tap a much higher source of energy. It enables you to truly give birth to yourself. It's like an immaculate conception, kind of. You give birth to your inner life, to your connection with spirit. And it really manifests palpably in your day-to-day activity. And I can only talk from my own life and see what's starting to take place. 3 months ago, I was wondering, what the hell am I going to do at this point in my life? And all of a sudden, an energy field has opened up that is completely remarkable. And it's becoming pragmatic, something that can be done in our life as a way of serving ourselves, serving God, serving other people, being a servant. It's probably the highest way to live is to learn how to serve unconditionally. I mean, I've spoken about it before. I remember sitting with my teacher, Rudy, while the Swami was giving a lecture, and he talked about the guru being God. If you worship the guru, you will find your path to spiritual enlightenment. And Rudy was sitting behind me. I'll never forget this. It's one of the greatest teachings of my life. And he whispered in my ear, the best the guru can be is the servant of God. The best the guru can be is a servant of his students. And the humility of it went so deeply inside me that it opened up a whole new level of understanding in what spiritual practice is all about, what meditation is all about. Learning how to truly surrender in enough depth, we can serve our families, we can serve our teachers, we can serve the people in our life. We can open to them and learn from them and allow them to be as they are supposed to be, not as we want them to be. And that's an amazing way to live, because you have to live your life in a very deep state of certain letting go of all your opinions, what you think is right or wrong, the conflicts inside, all this other kind of stuff that determines the way we just do nothing but get into fights with other people. Listen to them, learn from them, let them be. I was interviewed the other day by some guy who does a podcast. Very interesting. I don't know if this is true or not, but he told me that every month they touch 1.6 million people. And I'm supposed to be interviewed. And they got in touch with me to interview me about what I teach, and it's going to be sometime in the early part of next month. And I told him this, exactly what I said. And he said, he asked me if I knew Paul McCartney. I said, well, what are the Beatles? And he said he wrote that song, Let It Be. I'm not sure if he wrote that or it was an old folk song. But I really got a kick out of that because it's very profound. We need to learn how to respect life. Need to learn how to learn from life instead of knowing better than life. Life has been around here a lot longer than all of us. And if we listen to it, we get strong enough to learn from it and not fight with it, it will build, knowledge, wisdom, love, compassion inside a human being, that nothing in the human mind could ever construct. And I think the big part of meditation is really learning to get free of ourselves. We are the problem, and we need to learn how to get free of ourselves. Once we get free of ourselves, it's like all that creative energy comes. It can be used in our jobs, in our businesses, with family, friends, in every aspect and facet of our lives. We can reinvent ourselves and allow it to be something amazing and creative instead of a royal pain in the ass. I hate to use my Bronxese, but it often works. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? Is it clear what I'm talking about? I hope so, because it took me a long time to learn this. I had a fight with many Stuarts in order to finally realize it was just a losing battle and I better learn something of a higher nature. And I finally just started letting go of all those Stuarts, letting this energy of God come in, spirit come in, and teach me what I need to learn in order to really work and free myself from my karma. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Or does anyone have a question?
I have a question.
Yes.
Um, I feel like I'm trying to, and obviously it's a long process, do what you're saying. Uh,
Who's talking?
me over here,
Who?
Amitha.
Oh, Amita. I don't see you here, Amita.
Oh,
Maybe you're on the other screen. 1 second. Yeah, there you are. Okay, go ahead.
Um, what you're saying is really resonating, and I feel like I'm trying to live with the values you're saying, but I keep getting caught in my own anxiety, and it just like traps me like a web, and like I can't get out of it. And then I feel like that's all I bring into spaces is like my own anxiety, and I want so badly.
Well, the question I have is why does this do that to you?
Why does it trap me?
Yeah, why is it trapping you? The answer is simple, Anita. If you get stronger inside yourself, you build a chakra system and really get your centeredness and balance inside, get your mind quiet, and especially get your emotions quiet. You understand? You're going to be able to deal with whatever the situation is. And you're going to be able to ask yourself a question. Do I have to be in it? Can I say no? Is there something new about me that I can reinvent, that I can learn about, that will take me out of this and open up a whole new way of living in my life? But you have to get stronger. Understand? There's nothing in life that can enslave us unless we allow it to do it. And we need to build a system. And so that's what this meditation is for. That's all it's for. I always say all the time, this meditation is not a spiritual life. This meditation is learning how to build a system inside that enables you to do two things. First of all, to tap the deepest elements of your own humanity, to be able to live centered, balanced inside, no matter what is going on in the world, to be able to keep a quiet mind, to be able to make choices, and more than anything else, to be able to keep your heart open and to be able to find maybe a level of compassion for these people that you think are entrapping you. And this means you will build an amazing person inside, get really strong, and have the capacity to say also, no, I don't need this in my life. I mean, I can see you're a very talented, creative person, but there's a lot of insecurity and there's a lot of emotional problems and stuff like that that need to be cleared up, that you need to overcome. And once you begin to overcome, the choices become much clearer about what you want to do with your time and day. Because until you do that, you go from thing to thing and you keep attracting the same situations. It happens in relationships. You get out of one relationship, you get involved in, and you discover you're in the same thing. And the reason you're in the same thing is that you haven't changed inside. You haven't grown strong enough to really change inside so that you can recognize this thing coming along and say, no, I don't have to relive this. I mean, is it clear what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And sometimes the kind of things that you're talking, I don't know exactly what they are, but whatever they have a purpose. If you use them properly, you can get really strong inside yourself. You can get to a place where they won't bother you. And that's an extraordinary place to be. You can find the humanity in all of these people that are making your life so difficult. And that's an incredible place to be. But I mean, this is the second time you've been in a class. It takes time. It takes, training. It takes really a lot of work on oneself to be able to do what I'm talking about. But the goal is very clear. We have to work out karma. We have to really learn how to be happy people in this life and not to allow all the madness and nonsense and other people's, if you'll pardon my expression, crap to drive us crazy. And we can build and we can, I don't know, the most positive word in the English language. You know what that is? No. No, I don't have to have this. And you do it with love. You do it without anger, without fear, without insecurity. No, I have grown past this. I don't need to have this. You have to treat me better. And I think just doing this, whether it's meditate, whatever one path one, it ultimately is the goal. Because look, if you want a spiritual life, you've got to become a fully holy human being. And what I'm talking about enables that level to come about in one's life. And I can tell you, not from, look, when I was a kid, I was an introverted, frightened, angry young man. I really mean this. And I was upset at everything in the world. And then it took me years to learn that the only person I was really upset about was myself. And I needed to learn to get free of this part of Stuart that allowed all the negativity in the world to impinge upon him. And as I got stronger, you develop a sense of humor about things. It doesn't drive you crazy. And yet it took time. When I was a kid, man, I had a lot of, I mean, Rudy once told me, I'll never take another student like you. He's told me this. We're walking down the street one day. He said, it's too hard. I'll never take another student like you. He said, well, at least I made the cut. I told him, thank God for that. So there's nothing that exists inside any of us that we cannot transform into a higher level of our own humanity. And then when you begin to touch that level, people respond, they respect it. And they don't do to things to you where they know they can stick something in your gut like a corkscrew and pull out your intestines, and get you crazy and control you that way. I hope what I'm saying is clear, Mita, because I really, I see a very talented, a very extraordinary human being, but, you need that strength inside to help you deal with the kind of things that you have to deal with every day, and hopefully, in time we can help you get there, really get there. And then whatever you do and how you earn a living and what you do with your life becomes, as I said earlier, you just reinvent yourself and you bring a higher level of yourself to it. And people can't stick that corkscrew in your gut and make you crazy. Look, the New Year's coming in a couple of weeks. Let's all walk away from 2025 and leave all of the stuff behind and just open and embrace whatever the new year brings to us. Embrace it. Bring an open heart, bring love, and bring forgiveness for yourself. Because we need to learn to, first of all, forgive ourselves. And that forgiveness for oneself enables us to forgive other people for their indiscretions. Look, I'm not a religious person, I'm really not. And I don't believe in religion. And I believe in spirituality, and I believe that spirit is what really is the fuel that makes everything run in this world. But look, there's an image in the Bible of Christ on a cross with nails in his hands and his feet, bleeding. And his last words are what? Forgive them, they know not what they do. I think those are the most remarkable words ever written. And I'm not Christian. I just think it's one of the highest levels of humanity. We all suffer. We all go through pain. We all have difficulty. And yet, if we can forgive ourselves and other people, because we all know not what we do, we are learning how to live in this world. And we've got to learn to forgive so we can move on and continue to learn. I hope what I'm talking about is clear. I appreciate your question, Anita, because I didn't even think about talking about this before I started talking, and it just came through in an amazing way. So thank you, and God bless you. God bless you. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? As I said, I have a podcast to do with some organization in Delhi, India on Monday. I think this is really getting to be something. And it's very interesting. And then I have others. And if people want to listen to them, let me know. I'll find out if it's possible I can, because there are people listening to these things all over the world.
That's great.
So thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. And there'll be meditation class tomorrow evening. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody or seeing those of you that come. The next class during the day will be on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. God bless you all. Thank you.
Bless you too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay.
Thank you, Stu.
So much, Stuart.
Thank you. Thank you, Stuart.
Um,
Thank you, Stuart.
Very beautiful.
Thank you, Stuart.